All right, what's going on, everybody? I know that I've been quiet this past year. Things weren't really faring out so well, but I got a video with some updates for y'all. Couple of different things spread across my Mustang and my truck, but my goal for this year is I'm cutting out the fluff and just going straight to getting my Mustang running this year. If anything extra, I might get my Sparko passenger seat and or some of the forged wheels so that I can get the fitment that I want. But so far, this is what I got on the video. Okay, so I'm starting to write down my measurements so that way I can order the proper materials and get everything I need instead of just guessing, wasting money, and figuring it out. But this is roughly what they're gonna look like. Of course, I don't have the clamps to hold them in place, but by comparison to a set of simple BBKs, equal lengths, of course, they do the fancy wraparound and all that, but when you build a set of real racing headers, they get a bit intricate. And so I'm looking forward to finally fitting everything up. Hopefully this year I can make at least 2 sets, but I want to, of course, make them, but look at cutting down costs if I'm going to continue making pairs, because I want to use cheaper materials to cut down cost. There's no sense in one piece of stainless being only $10 more expensive than one piece of mild steel, whereas if I could bend them myself, it'd be cheaper to bend them myself. Problem is one, equipment, two, really tight bends. I don't know how the big people do 2-inch radius bends. That's a bit extreme, but somehow you can buy them. So once I figure out how to do everything in-house, then I can start lowering the cost more and more and more. Ideally, whenever I make a set of headers, I want a ultra badass set of headers for a extremely affordable price as an incentive to buy them. So that's ultimately my goal. All right, so I got the new tires on the car. They were just cheap as fuck. And this is one of the tires that were on the car whenever I parked it after the crash. These are 305 30 R19s. And this one I pulled off is a 225 50 17. So that's the difference, not only of the worn out tread, but the difference in grip I'll have on the front. So I did try out the 275s on the front, and now I'm jumping to 305s. And then this gets the track width that I want, because I put them with a 3-inch spacer. So the front will be 6 inches wider, and I want the back 8 inches wider. So 6 inches wider. And on the official rims, it'll be a 12 wide. So 6 inches wider and then 1 inch inward for more tire to the ground. But yeah, that's the difference between the trash I'm pulling off and the new ones I'm putting on. I picked up a MSD spark plug wire tool, and I'm assembling my wires. Now, what I'm doing is I'm routing them up underneath the headers. But as I progress more and more, I'm noticing how close everything is. What I'm thinking is I could probably wrap the wires and wrap the exhaust, or put like a heat shield or something. But these separators, I'm basically just using the crap out of as many as I can. So that way they're nice, neat, tucked, because the exhaust is going to go up instead of down. And I don't want a lot of slack. Maybe like 1 inch or 2 is fine. If you look at how everything is going, it's really flowing nice and smooth. There's like no slack at all. And so this is ideally what I want. But when it comes to not only the separators being plastic, but how close this is, I need to figure out how I'm going to do heat management. So something that's easily obtainable, won't ruin my headers in 6 months, and keeps me from burning wires, melting plastic, and fucking a bunch of things up. When it comes to something like the coil, I was looking at it, I could probably relocate this onto the intake depending on how all of that turns out, like the California style emissions, yada yada. But this is what I'm working on so far. And I've already used my blocks to kind of measure out at least 2 of the cylinders right now. But hopefully I can make everything work together without having to go back to the drawing board. But see, look how nice and tidy the new wires are. So cylinder 1, that's like it's not tight, but there's like no slack at all, so they won't be bouncing and shit. So it's just the absolute minimum to hook it up and then maybe advance or retard, mess with the timing. So it's nice and compact, and it's not like whenever you see Fox bodies and they're all crazy going over the valve covers and stuff. I don't really like looking at that. I want this to be nice and neat. For future reference, if anyone is doing this at home, put the boot on first. They say it's optional. Don't be stupid. It's not optional. Put the boot on first. Thank me later. All right, subwoofer box is finished. It's my first box ever. I don't anticipate it to be perfect. The edges aren't perfect, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 but it's exactly what I wanted. It's 2 ported boxes for 10-inch subs that fit a single cab. And I hate that nobody was willing to make this. Like, they want to charge $700-800 for something that cost me $60. It's ridiculous. But now my subwoofer box is done. On the front 2, I just got to seal up the gaps. I already sealed up the inside. So I sealed it up. I got to seal these front 2 panels. And then I got to wire up to the connector. Wire them, slap the sub in, finished. And then I can worry about mounting it into my truck. All right, so I don't know if it's because of my wheel fitment with them having a negative offset, or if I just hit a speed bump a little too hard too many times, but I screwed up at least 1 wheel hub. I think the other one's okay, but driving on this and like just trying to lightly corner, it's got like a weird floaty feeling on the front. And so I'm having to repair this one right now. Well, I managed to shoehorn this big motherfucker in. Jesus Christ. This center console, GMT 800 owners, this shit pisses me the fuck off. But it's literally splitting hairs right here. I managed to get it in, and it didn't damage it from trying to put it in, so I just barely made it the right size. But I can't flip this up. And so I might just remove the back part of this and then keep the full bench. Or, I don't know, take it off, set it, and then put it back on. But now I just need all the wiring for it, and then I can throw the subs in. I have literally everything except for the power and the ground wire. I got the RCA cables, I got the subs ready to go, my amps. And so now I just need power wires, hook it up to the radio, set it, and we're good to go. That's 2 ported 10-inch subs in a single cab. All right, so my goal for the next video is my goal for the next video is I'm gonna have to modify this footwell to fit the pedal box, and hopefully I don't hit anything on this side interfering with that stuff. But basically, I need to start setting my pedal box into the footwell and figure out how I'm going to route the exhaust and whatnot. But also, now I can fully drill the fittings. I can drill all the fittings for my front and rear brakes and my clutch. So that's my goal for the next video. So for the past year and a half, 2 years, I got saddled up with more bills, more complete bills, and I realized that what I was doing was too much for the income that I make. And so I had to make choices between what I was doing and ended up letting go the less important things. So for the next few months, maybe a year, that'll definitely free up a lot more money. I've been cutting back on habits like energy drinks, vaping, watching how much I drive, trying to save gas. So I've just been like trying to save as much money as I can, and I couldn't save as much as I thought I was. But as I let go of more and more monthly bills, now I'm starting to free up extra money that I got. And the list that I have to get my Mustang running is doable. I could probably do it in like maybe 2 months, 3 months. I think the hardest part is probably going to be the fabricating because of my location. So I'm going to really focus on the headers, the full exhaust. I got to do the footwell for the pedal box, and maybe a little bit of seam welding. So I put the battery in the back seat, and I'm trying to put panels over the back seat. So I need to figure out a mounting solution to that, and just a bunch of tidbits when it comes to welding. But the bare minimum is I need to mount the panel where my battery is at. I need to do the footwell for my pedal box and exhaust. And so that's going to be my biggest goals for this year, because that is a lot of fabricating. And juggle that with not getting caught and also my job. So it's kind of going to be a bit of a hectic schedule, but as you've seen from my other videos, I really do like completing tasks, and so it always feels good to finish one thing and move on to the next. And so, I take a lot of pride in my work. So those are going to be my goals for this year. At least get my Mustang running, see how those subs sound in my truck. And I guess once my Mustang's running, we can move on to bodywork. So until next time, see y'all later.